Hey everyone, Corey here coming in to do the monthly channeled message. This one is going to be for May 2022. This is a month of a lot of changes, a lot of shifts. We also have some uh, really lighting up energy. And I'm also really bringing in allowing the prediction energy to come in here as well. So to go into that place of being able to flow through the energy, but also feeling that there's something more that's happening outside of here and a deeper connection. So it's a little bit of my real woo-woo stuff included. So for May 2022, I am working with the angels, very much the angelic realm that is coming in. I have Archangel Michael, who is like popping out of the cards. This is Radley Valentine's deck of oracle cards. And so this is Archangel Michael, and it's the light at the end of the tunnel. And that's kind of the energy that I'm getting, is that it's not the light at the end of the tunnel for everything, but it's the light of the end at the end of the tunnel for where we can start to not allow trickster energy to dictate and control our emotions. It's going to be huge. It's going to be absolutely huge. It's like there's a big aha awakening or wake up moment within the world itself, like within, just saying, holy shit, I can't believe that I was so controlled by that. There is a lot of anger that's also floating in this air. So there's a lot of storm energy coming up. And so for May, I feel as if we just have so many things that are at play between a blend of joy, happiness, excitement, but also then with an anger of, I can't freaking believe I believe that. I can't freaking believe I got stuck in there. And that's really truly what's coming up. But it's like coming back into a relationship to self. That's huge. So I didn't pick the fifth card. I don't know why. Underlying Four of Michael. Insight that comes with quiet meditation, the need for more sleep or time off, seek relief from stress. And that's a huge part. So this is the underlying, is that everybody has been, it feels like everyone's been go, 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 go. And just finally saying, you know what? I don't have to do this. I don't have to be in such panic mode. I don't have to be in such fear mode. I don't have to be, I was like, turn off everything, turn off the media, turn off everything, and just let your mind rest. But there is some storms that are ending. And I feel like the storms are more within self. Um, a change in the message. Hold on. Oh, okay. So let me go with this. Let me just trust this, put all cards aside. So I have Archangel Michael here. Archangel Michael is here, but he's opening a portal, pulling in a portal of light. And with Archangel Michael coming in, there's the beautiful divine light. And as the beautiful divine light enters in that of what I would like to call God, is how I connect to God. God, the message of the God consciousness, of the divine, you can call whatever you would like and however you would like for it to be. That you want a message and you want to be told that things shall change. But what you want will require you to be loyal to the essence of truth within. And there's a bigger, more defined sense of energy. 9, 9. I keep getting 9, 9. The nines, the unity of the nines, whatever the unity of the nines, the source of 9 coming from the nines. And that sense of being connected to that of not allowing the humans who are playing God up on earth are trying to convince you, or trying to, and really truly doing a very good job of being able to, through their own actions and behavior, to take you away from the direction of where the light is trying to guide us. The light is trying to guide you towards being more connected to the bliss. And as much as they are passing the agenda that we need to live in fear, or that there is a much bigger storm coming, we have to be in faith that there is an end. There is an end at the end of the tunnel. And at the end of the tunnel, we're being told that we have to have strength to get through the last cycle of energy, of this old paradigm, old way of energy. Some have already ascended. Some of us are already here and waiting for more to come. The volunteers are here to guide the light, and the volunteers have been guiding the light. In the 9s, we also pick up the 2s, and in partnership, Noah's Ark, that floodgate of water, that overriding of water that washes over the emotions, that brings in clarity. Those that are trying to play God cannot tell you or dictate to you or tell you that things are going to be way worse in the end. Even those who believe that they are really truly winning the so-called war are not really winning. There is an action of God that is coming in that is greater than all that has ever been witnessed, or anything that's greater than anything you would have bared witness to up on this earth. We are in a time when we will see the floodgates open. We will see the downpours. We will see the water. We'll see this water coming in. We will see places and things being washed away. And we're going to wonder, why us? What did we ever do? And it's not a time of what did we ever do. It is a time when the true evolution of the world will truly take place. Those that are trying to play God and have thought that they could pass the narrative of taking over the world by using dear Mother Earth as their way of being able to do this, or being able to use your creation of money. God's creation of money is not what yours is. So the energy, but there shall be all of those places where you have seen it. You will see the floodgate of something coming in, opening up the doors, opening up the energy that's exposing. No matter how much they try to lock it up, no matter how much try to hide it, there's an exposure that comes in that says the only way that we have been kept from bliss is because we have been past that fear. We are moving and shifting into a time of becoming kinder and gentler and more caring as human beings. And we care more about our own well-being. And what you're being told is that you're going to want to have such a desire to be in relationship with the essence of your own soul self, to move forward and to grow, to let ourselves become the essence of the celestial beings that we are. More and of the spirit of us blended into the human. The spirit came for that human experience. The essence of the God conscious just says there is an ending, and we're being told that is to come into this energy, to be at peace with ourselves, to be at peace with where we've been. We have decisions to make. It's our decision, our choice to continue to be caught up in, continue to be over here trying to, like, being fed into, feeding that negative, darker energy that we've convinced ourselves is a part of us, a part of our world. But there is a bliss, a joy, and a happiness that is right here, that is already within us. It is a part of us. And when we become that and we start celebrating with love in the streets with each other, for each other, and when we start to push that narrative we push out the energy of all that is trying to wash over in that sense of darkness. And the more that we do this, the more that our world is going to change. We're going to see more of that taking place in May. You're going to see May bring May showers and May flowers, but we're also going to see May storms, and we're going to see a change. And as we dance around poles and as we celebrate seasonal changes, we also have to know that the storm also brings forth, my storms, I'm being told, the storms that are formed out there that come in are never to be because there's any emotional, not trying to get back, not a narrative of God hates us. It is a narrative of this is what happens when we have to shift, when we have to make changes. And something is coming through of that you're going to see, bear witness to, and be a part of in one way or another, where we are forced into being kinder to each other through humanity. And it is coming forth in such a big way that we're being told to not to neglect or ignore what is happening. Hard for me to stay in. I'm still struggling with that. It is me that I get to use this voice to speak with this divine in such a way. Fields. Those that want to be God has taken over places such as fields, and they're planting and robbing and stealing all that would be used to help feed humanity. And humanity is being deprived of some of what should be abundant and not treated as luxury, but as just a part of your everyday world and simple for you to have. But the narrative and the control is going so much deeper, because these people who are trying to play God have had their eye on the ball of being in control, to have a control over the world. Well, that is no greater than me. That is no greater than God. That is no greater than the essence of what is coming in. And this brings back a beautiful life for the everyday people. Not so beautiful life for those who have ultimately had to do this. And you're going to see the wrath of a angry God come to earth. Ways that we've never seen before. Not angry at the everyday person. Angry that we put our faith in something other than God. That we put our faith in things that were not of God. That we put our faith in those people. That we sent that sense of loyalty to all things besides that which is our truth within us. That this beautiful God, that I exist within each and every one of you, that you are all a part of. But you lost that faith, and you gave that faith over. I ask of all of you to remember that faith, to have faith within that beautiful sense of self, that your, as you call it, righteous choice and decisions are the ones that lead your way, and they're not the righteous of better than what you have witnessed. They are righteous in the way of knowing that you have to care enough to do the right things for the right reasons in your own world, in your own life. This will release you from the struggle, the misery of where you've been trying to be guided and led by that which is not real, that which is not true. And the moment that you do, the storms end and light shines again. And I ask of you to be a part of the light, not a part of the imposter light. Stop being an imposter to you, and you will not be an imposter anywhere else again. You won't be fooled by imposter energy. You'll know truth. You'll know love. You know how to work with the celestial beings, for you are one. Much love, my dear ones. Much love. We come back in and we bring forth the rest of this message. May I just pause for a moment? Okay. As I said, I don't edit these. I leave them as they are. So you've got a blend of me channeling through the divine, through God, and allowing the message to unfold. It's hard for me to stay in. I still struggle with that. I am a voice of God consciousness, whatever that means, and of that energy. But I keep getting, and as I bring forth the regular channeling of my regular guides, I keep getting nines and the unity of nine. And I feel like the nine is that essence of the energy that I am feeling on a constant basis lately. And it ties into the bliss. It ties into that ultimate level of growth and expansion, and finding ourselves expanding and beyond our limited way of being. And so this is a month where I feel like we're going to witness the kind of the good, bad, and the ugly, but we're also going to be coming into that sense of bliss consciousness, like connecting into that bliss, that consciousness that is so great and so beautiful. But not saying we're all going to connect fully into it, but a desire to know more of it, a desire to have that sense of I don't want to do anything that I'm not happy in. I don't want to, I don't want to take shit and abuse for the rest of my life in a shitty ass job. I'm willing to take my chances. You know how we're raised on, well, you can't quit that job because you never know what's coming next. Like, oh my God, what if you're without? But that means we don't have faith. If everything is trying to push us out of an old situation or an old energy or an old way of being, why would we stay? Why would we place ourselves constantly in that energy when there's an opportunity for us to walk in through new doors, to open up new doors, to come into this new place? So there is a floodgate of energy that is coming in that's saying that we, even what we bear witness to of God's energy, of people trying to play God on earth, that we all have that exists within us. We all try to play out or try to be God in trying to control our own outcome, our own lives, to be in trying to dictate and control by, but that's what I have to do. This is how things has to be. The shoulda, coulda, wouldas, right? I have to be in charge. I have to be responsible. I have to. Well, those have tos has led to that essence of trying to play God in our own lives. And so when you can start to recognize that and start to let that go and start to release that, is that, I have to return to a place of faith. So you're seeing more and more return to a place of faith and saying, you know what, I can't accept that. I can't accept that as my truth. I can't accept that old energy. I can't accept that's the way things are going to be. I have to make that choice and choose to do something different. So making the choice to choose to do something different is truly bringing in a some new things. So that whole essence of the Noah's Ark and the 40 days, the floods, and everybody laughing at Noah for building the ark and saying, this is bullshit. Like, this is crazy. What are you doing? And why would you build that ark? And then he was listening to God. And the same thing with me, trying to channel through that message and listening to the voice, listening to that God message, and not being afraid to do it no matter what. And so that's kind of something that I'm learning. So to trust that even though, to be mocked, to be laughed at, to be judged, whatever it may be. And I never know what's inside those messages because I'm not there. It's done. And so it's the same thing. It's like we build it and they'll come. Well, you build that ark and then he had to fill it 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. Well, that essence that we all have when we're all in relationship to the essence of the best part of us. And, no matter how much we're told we're crazy, how much we're told that it's not going to work, no matter how much those things happen, we just keep going and we just keep doing. And we stop trying to be God and we start to listen to God. We start to listen to that voice. We start to listen to that new truth. We stop listening to the false gods. We stop listening to the fake energy that's out there that's trying to dictate and control us. And we start to have a faith in something that's more powerful. And that something more powerful is built within us. And then as we float through our own having to be at sea with ourselves and recognizing our emotions and how we live in a world that is so controlled by emotions, so dictated by emotions, that we forget to be ourselves, that we forget to be just our true essence of ourselves, and to not to be so tied up in, the appearances or what if it's wrong. It's like leaving that job. You do it because it's the right thing to do for the right reasons. Because in your heart that misery, absolute sadness is not the way you should stay in any relationship, whether it's work or anything. And so you're willing to ride the storms and ride through the waves. We're willing to sacrifice. We're going to be way more willing to sacrifice things rather than settle for accepting. Now you're going to have a whole bunch of the world that's going to stay asleep. But people who are asleep are not going to be watching these messages. People who are awake watch these messages. People who are awakening watch these messages. People who that question and are curious watch these messages. People who are one view perspective, only willing to see that side, not willing to see or afraid to see the other side, they're not going to be watching anyway. They're going to stay asleep. And they'll be a part of that robotic world. They'll be a part of that just getting through the system. But that's not the world. And it's not the world for many of us. And if we can let go within our own selves and let ourselves be free of that, let ourselves trust and have faith in ourselves, even if it seems crazy, even if it sounds crazy, even if it appears crazy, that we do it anyway. Because where we're coming from is from the chambers of our heart. And it's from those secret rooms of where we hide our truth, the truest versions of ourselves. As we find ourselves stepping up and out and letting the truest versions of ourselves. And this month is a big month for it. A big month for the mask, for taking for taking the mask off, but also a time of really honoring the ancestors and their fight for this. And the ones that did fight for this, the ones who were oddballs or told they were crazy or told they're the innovators, they're the creators. They're the medicine people. They are the people who are the prophets, the prophetess, who had those messages, who had that insight, who had that vision, who spoke these voices. And we all of us that are a part of this, that do this, we've all seen this coming, and we've all seen this future, and we've all seen this unfold. And to bear witness of this means now is not the time to hang on to that rafter and to be afraid. Now is the time for us to set ourselves free. Now's the time for us to be what we came here to be a light, to be a lighthouse, to get to that ground where we stand tall and we shine our light and we be that beacon of light. To be that each and every day, each and every month, no matter what. And even though it's May right now, is that we have many months where this message needs to follow us through. to not be afraid, no matter how silly and crazy we look, to do the things that we need to do, to return to a place of bliss and bliss consciousness and awareness of that within ourselves. That is the essence of God consciousness. Is that greater essence that can speak volumes for us, through us, to us, from us, to guide us into more beautiful places, to not to be afraid to be at sea, to be in the water, to not be afraid to be laughed at, to do the things that are going to bring miracles in the future or change in the future, to just show up, to be present, to know that the power of the energy of love is the greatest that we have. And we need to be that each and every day in our lives. I hope in some way this message resonates with you this month, but meditation is the way to this. And to just be able to trust who you are, trust what you do, and be real and authentic. Much love. Have a beautiful month of May. I will see you in June.